Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. You have enemies? Good. That means you've stood up for something, sometime in your life. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. If you're going through hell, keep going. My tastes are simple. I am easily satisfied with the best. History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. Never, never, never give in. I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals. It is not enough that we do our best. Sometimes we must do what is required. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. Kites rise highest against the wind, not with it. A lady came up to me one day and said, "Sir, you are drunk," to which I replied, "I am drunk today, madam, and tomorrow I shall be sober, but you will still be ugly." Nothing in life is so exhilarating as to be shot at without result. A fanatic is one who can't change his mind and won't change the subject. Personally, I'm always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. For myself, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much use to be anything else. The greatest lesson in life is to know that even fools are right sometimes. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. The price of greatness is responsibility. Don't interrupt me while I'm interrupting. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. He has all the virtues I dislike and none of the vices I admire. An appeaser is one who feeds a crocodile, hoping it will eat him last. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. We are masters of the unsaid words, but slaves of those we let slip out. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. We sleep safely at night because rough men stand ready to visit violence on those who would harm us. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. Democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others. The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see. When the eagles are silent, the parrots begin to jabber. I pass with relief from the tossing sea of cause and theory to the firm ground of result and fact. In the course of my life, I have often had to eat my words, and I must confess that I have always found it a wholesome diet. All the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. A joke is a very serious thing. It is a good thing for an uneducated man to read books of quotations. Now, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is, perhaps, the end of the beginning. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you. From now on, ending a sentence with a preposition is something up with which I will not put. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. Sometimes doing your best is not good enough. Sometimes you must do what is required. Occasionally he stumbled over the truth, but hastily picked himself up and hurried on as if nothing had happened. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. We contend that for a nation to try to tax itself into prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up by the handle. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man. When you get a thing the way you want it, leave it alone. The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings. The inherent vice of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries. It is a mistake to try to look too far ahead. The chain of destiny can only be grasped one link at a time. If you're going through hell, keep going. A love for tradition has never weakened a nation. Indeed, it has strengthened nations in their hour of peril. If you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. Difficulties mastered are opportunities won. We are still masters of our fate. We are still captains of our souls. There is no doubt that it is around the family and the home that all the greatest virtues, the most dominating virtues of human, are created, strengthened, and maintained. A small lie needs a bodyguard of bigger lies to protect it. The farther back you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see. The era of procrastination, of half measures, of soothing and baffling expedients, of delays is coming to its close. In its place we are entering a period of consequences. A prisoner of war is a man who tries to kill you and fails, and then asks you not to kill him. There is no time for ease and comfort. It is the time to dare and endure. There is nothing more exhilarating than to be shot at with no result. You create your own universe as you go along. Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong. The most important thing about education is appetite. Socialism is a philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery. Perhaps it is better to be irresponsible and right than to be responsible and wrong. Good and great are seldom in the same man. This is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end. This is just perhaps the end of the beginning. Broadly speaking, the short words are the best, and the old words best of all. Plans are of little importance, but planning is essential. Battles are won by slaughter and maneuver. The greater the general, the more he contributes in maneuver, the less he demands in slaughter. I am always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. Study history, study history. In history lies all the secrets of statecraft. The empires of the future are the empires of the mind. We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. See you in the next videos.